Well, giants collide today here at the Dakar Arena for the second round games of the Sahara Conference as the Côte d'Ivoire's ABC Fighters of Abidjan confront Rwanda Energy Group. Yeah, we're expecting lots of entertaining matchups, battles, and here is the starting five for ABC Fighters. Usher.
Well, it is the same starting five for Coach Liz Mills, Don Alex Robinson, Obekpa Haruna, Mike Fofana, and Stephanie Konate, the legend, the veteran from Abidjan, who's had an incredible career, and he's saying this could be his last international tournament.
It's a fantastic mix-up, and the two Ivorians. You've got Haruna is from Niger, Robinson, of course, from the US, and Obekpa of Nigeria.
And looking at REG starting five, you have Diodon Ndize replacing Stephen Hagominwari from their last game. The rest are the same: Adonis Filer, Cleveland Thomas Jr., and Pichu Manga, and Delwyn Graham, who is the man of the match in their fast fixture.
Yeah, MVP, of course. Magical moments, preparation, you know, those last little moments where you can actually prepare yourself. Adonis Filer there, and Liz Mills, all of these players ready to go, ready to embark on a journey and try and go 2 up. That's the battle. But look on the other side. Cleveland Thomas Jr., Pichu Manga, Adonis Filer, Dizier, Delwyn Graham, lots of quality players. We are expecting fireworks here at the Dakar Arena. We're here in West Africa, we're here in Senegal. We're very excited about this one. And Q, are you feeling good about this?
I always feel good, Robbie. It's very important that we have a look at the big man matchup. You know, Pichu Manga, Obekpa in the center of the paint for both these teams is something that excites me because these are very skilled bigs. They play the game very differently, but I think that's going to be an area where the game is won or lost.
Absolutely, thank you so much, Q. We'll be calling upon your wonderful knowledge and savoir-faire throughout this second game of the Sahara Conference. Big battle. It starts off with Obekpa and Pichu Manga right from tip-off. Stephanie Baxter, who is the a G League official, of course, who is the main person in charge tonight.
Absolutely, and with her is Amir Abolo from Egypt and Eric Otieno from Kenya as the other referees.
Well, there's the first long-range shot there coming down from the right-hand side, and it doesn't fall for Konate, but they get possession back. Robinson Jr. just showing what he was capable of doing. He sprays the ball around the court. Beautiful distribution, and an attempt at 2 inside of the D comes to nothing there, and we still don't have our first points on the scoreboard.
It is a bit of jitters at the start of the game, but eventually they look like they'll settle in.
And there you can see there's the first infringement there. They'll get possession back. And it's Adonis Filer just trying to go around Robinson Jr. There was a little bit of a hold, hence the reason why REG have possession. Pichu Manga doesn't even jump, just tries to float one over the top, hits the metal, comes back off, and here the ABC Fighters keen to get themselves the first points. Konate finds a little bit of a boulevard. Look at that for a block, and just getting in the way. Pichu Manga, so good at that, isn't he? Haruna being harassed by Dizier, and off the metal and into the hands, the safe hands of Cleveland Thomas Jr.
Cleveland Thomas Jr. providing the offensive cover for REG.
Zier! It's a beautiful score down in the corner there, and the first points do go for REG.
He's one of the most informed players in Rwanda, and just trying to bring that experience to the BAL.
Obekpa just inside of the D for 2. It comes back off the metal. Nervous start for both teams. You get the impression, just trying to find their feet, calm things down. Zier gets the ball back out to Filer. Filer looking for Pichu Manga potentially. Robinson Jr. all over him. He's not going to move until he has that blocking partner, and the ball goes out of play, and the ABC Fighters get possession back.
Yeah, that's very good defense there from Robinson Jr. coupling up there with Obekpa.
And there's the first points coming from down in the corner. Beautiful pass, Cleveland Thomas Jr. He's got peripheral vision, just like the manta shrimp and dragonflies, beautifully distributed. And an attempt for 2. A good defensive rebound there. Pichu Manga holds fort and makes it safe at the back.
That's going to be a very interesting matchup for Pichu Manga and Stefan Konate. the legend who took Côte d'Ivoire to the final of the FIBA AfroBasket in 2021 in Kigali. Almost at the end of his career, Roby.
Yeah, but still playing some exceptional basketball. Filer down into the corner, Graham going up for a big long-range shot. Over the top it goes, Haruna makes it safe. Robinson Jr. picks it up, accelerates into enemy territory. Sees a little bit of a gap, tries to drop one over the top. Cleveland Thomas Jr. picks it up, and REG go looking for some points. Filer with a big three-point bucket from down that left side.
That's two back-to-back three-pointers for REG. Just being efficient, especially playing against a team like the ABC Fighters who are big in the paint.
Haruna was the top scorer, of course, for ABC Fighters. Look at that for another three-pointer. Mike Fofana.
It is more like you can shoot, I can shoot. Let's see who can shoot more.
Well, you can sing the song if you want, Usher, and I would not like sort of be shocked. It would be a beautiful moment because you've got a beautiful voice. I know it. Pichumanga drops a three-pointer in. Yeah, what's all this going? Is this a clinic here? What's going on?
Very efficient start on the offensive end for both teams. Nice layup coming in, but remember that Haruna started out hot for ABC Fighters in the opening game, and they're being dished up the same from the perimeter here by REG.
Robinson Jr. getting his first points tonight. Great inclusion in this Ivorian team, of course, from Abidjan. Here's Filer. He had a very good opening game as well for REG. And Robinson Jr. very quick to get the ball up into opponent's side of the court. Filer, Cleveland Thomas Jr. with a layup for two.
That's very easy for Thomas Jr. Great transition from REG, and they make it count as they establish a 5-point lead.
Haruna. Oh, the ball does somehow come out wide, and there's a long-range effort trying to be dropped in from Mike Fofana. And finally it does come from the other side. Obekpa, the man.
End-to-end action there, Robbie.
Yeah, I said peripheral vision is going to be key, but I am not a mantis shrimp and I'm not a dragonfly. Beautifully done. Look at that. Do you see it? That's his second three-pointer within the opening few minutes.
And that is half of the points for the Sahara Conference reigning champions.
Haruna for three. Drops and doesn't drop on the right side of the basket. Filer down into the corner. Cleveland Thomas Jr. has got a chance to drop in a three-pointer. It's mad down there. What's happening?
There seems to be some magic on the best line.
Hey, we talked about the magic potion. Something's been sprinkled on the BAL court tonight. There's something happening, and I like it. Haruna up against Zier. Drops it into the hands of Robinson Jr. He's got a block from Obekpa. Through the thicket he goes, down into the corner. Good chance and a good opportunity. Oh, it's another one. Stefan Konate.
Stefan Konate, fine wine, as you know. Just dropping down from the best line and keeping the ABC Fighters in this one.
Thomas Jr. just finds a little bit of a block and moves into space, but his shot doesn't drop. Konate down to Haruna, losing possession. Filer, end-to-end action here. Drops it into, oh, he just didn't drop into the right position for Pichumanga. Not in the basket, as they say, and it goes out of play. It's a timeout. And we're going to take a break. 10-15, REG in the lead. ABC Fighters in action here at the Dakar Arena, in possession as well. They trail by 5, but it's a very entertaining start to this second encounter for these two teams. They picked up victories in their opening games, and they're going into this full steam ahead. Usher, it's been interesting this opening 5 minutes, isn't it?
This is exactly what we expected, Rob. Maybe not necessarily with the back-to-back threes, but this is super exciting, and I think all the fans back home for both teams are enjoying it.
Haruna's just mixing it up, and just spoiling the party by cutting inside of the D. But it didn't drop, so he needs to go back out. A couple of steps backwards. Next time, please, Abdullah. And there's a chance for Filer. Filer doing it's a beautiful attempt at a shot, just doesn't drop, and they're all losing possession. I'm afraid Robinson Jr. Sees the ball go back out, and the call is that it was knocked. And we're just going to see get the reaction here. Oh yeah, it did.
Looks like I came off on Ndize, yes. And Robbie, looks like there's been a substitution. Pichumanga off the court, and Shamshe, the teenage sensation, has replaced him.
Why don't we ask Hugh what's going on?
Well, Coach Liz Mills really wanted the team to play with a lot more tempo and the focus a little bit defensively more on Cleveland Thomas out of that timeout.
Chris Obekba trying to find a little bit of space, turns, uses that large frame of his, but his effort doesn't quite get over the rim of the basket. Thank you, Q. Filer. Chomche. Chomche, one of the standout BAL Elevate players. Is Graham trying to wrestle his way between the thicket, doesn't find his path. Bile coming on as well. Long range shot, oh, it's an absolute beautiful shot from Stefan Konate. Again, showing us what he's capable of doing, and again, putting himself on the score sheet with a second three-pointer.
Yeah, he's just being captain, fantastic, ready to lead from the front, and just showing the youngsters on the team that this is exactly how you play on the big stage.
I thought you were going to go into song again. I thought you were going to go Captain Fantastic, Bombastic. Q will help us out at one point.
I was giving that to you, but let's go over to Q.
I have nothing in terms of rhymes. That is Usher's department, and even the singing side of
We're going to get you, Q, before the end of the BAL Season 3, I promise you.
We know you to be a rapper, Q.
We'll record it and put it on all social platforms. You're going to love it. Konate out wide. On the wings of this beautiful BAL court here in Dakar. Haruna harassing and trying to nonchalantly move into space. Still in possession. Shot clock going down below 10. Haruna, quick slick passes. Konate going for his throw. He's just inside of the day. I think that's a two-pointer because his feet were on the line, and it is 16-50. Look at that, the ABC Fighters ahead, Asha.
Yes, this is the kind of energy that you expect from a side that is coached by Liz Mills. She's very aggressive on both ends of the court.
Adonis Filer has been pinged for just for shoving, pushing. That was the drive, of course, you saw. Beautifully done. And there it is, Konate. Get rid of your man, get a bit of space, and then just loft it high. You know where it's going.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like it.
He's everywhere, all at once.
Oh, he is, isn't he? He's the full package, Asha.
Absolutely.
But not on that occasion, didn't drop. We can see it's Faman Kone, another player who's just come on. Oh, beautifully done. It's absolutely sumptuous shot there coming in from Thomas Jr. down in that corner. And it's a tussle for the bragging rights here in Dakar, 16-17. Obekpa comes out to Haruna, tries to get past Graham. Graham commits the foul there. They'll get possession.
Yeah, it's been a very slow start for Graham as compared to his opening game performance. But just looking at the ABC Fighters, you see that they're trying to spread out the points. It's not just Haruna who can score. It's 4 players on the board so far.
Faman Kone dropping the ball is Obekpa. He does it so well. It's so nonchalant, isn't it? On that occasion, just doesn't sink there coming from Stefan Konate. He runners up in the 2009 Afrobasket, Asha. Just to give you an idea, all of our viewers, wherever you're watching around the world, you know, just what he's done and what he's achieved in the past. And that's just one of his accolades.
Yeah, absolutely. And for a man who turns 43 this year, that's immense. Like, he's started the game and is still on the court.
Yeah, and you know, there's Q's looking over from the other side as we talk about age.
Me out of this.
No, oh, come on, Q.
We promise we'll not say your age.
Q, come on. This is Thomas Jr. trying to drop in a long-range three-pointer from downtown. But again, there's lots of defenders protecting the citadel. Ball comes back out. Konate. Haruna gets rid of Thomas Jr. It's a beautiful three-pointer. Haruna again with a stunning long-range shot.
Now, Robbie, I was talking to Coach Liz Mills before the game, and she was saying it's almost impossible to stop the man Haruna, and clearly he's showing that quality on the court.
He's definitely showing that quality, Usher, but he's also got great leadership skills. Good work from Tumche Feiler. Long-range shot coming in from Jean-Jacques Chobozwa. Quick reaction to get the ball back up the other end. And Adonis Feiler picks up the foul on that occasion.
There's a lot of work going on for Adonis Feiler on both ends of the court. He's trying to stop Steven Konate. And looking at that replay, Haruna with a beautiful, sweet three-pointer to just give the ABC Fighters a 2-point lead in this game.
So I got a question for you, Asha. What's the city with the third largest number of people who actually speak French?
Aha.
So the first one is what?
I see you.
Capital city.
I see you trying to go over there.
Come on. Gotta be quick. Okay, it's all right.
Can I at least say
later on.
Steven Konate is the first player to go into double figures in this game? Please, please.
Thank you. Of course you can. You get that right. Of course you get that right. Here's Feiler. Shabozwa's out wide. It's Feiler who tries to drop it over the top. A little bit of frustration there. And that is the end of the first quarter. And as you can see, the tight tussle between these titans here in Dakar continues, and it will spread into the second quarter. It's 2017 for the ABC Fighters. Dakar, the Dakar Arena. Oh, the look of a giant, Steven Konate, 10 points, 3 from 6 field goal attempts. Looking pretty good, you know, looking very slick, looking very solid, and looking very focused.
Yeah, absolutely. When you have a captain who's a veteran, you give him that starting 5 slot, let him do the job, and give him some minutes to rest, and then he can come back and lead the rest of the group. But for now, Steven Konate, he's done a great job, and the rest of the team can build from that.
Hot hands all over the place, but hot feet as well. Q has been on his toes. He went from one bench to the other to listen in to his, you know, what's going on? What did you hear? What did you pick up, Q?
Well, Coach Dean Murray really focusing on controlling the rebound, which Umanga missing, but what he really wanted is to make sure that they control tempo, and on the other side, on Coach Liz Mills' side, effort and energy. She wants her players to continue to be in the game, but when they're on the floor, just commit 100% to everything that they do.
Thank you, Q. 4 strides, and Q goes from ABC Fighters bench to REG bench. 4 strides.
That's literally
He's
his
9'7"
leg
now.
span.
Still growing.
Before we even talk about his arm span.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Or is it wingspan?
Wingspan. Leg span.
Leg span, wingspan, arm span. But while we're on that, can I please answer your question?
Yes,
can you
please.
ask again then?
Okay, so the highest, the top 3 cities that speak French, highest number of people who speak French. So the first one is, of course...
well, listen. First of all, can I say the third one before I say the first one?
No, first one.
Oh, my God. Kinshasa?
No, the first one's Paris, of course.
Oh, God.
What's the second one?
I don't care about the second one. Can I say the third one, that it's Abidjan?
You just said the second one. You've actually nailed it, kind of, but you didn't get Paris.
A little bit. Oh, my God.
It's okay.
So is it a 2 or a 3?
No, it's, you've got the 3. In that order as well. You
all
know,
right.
Absolutely spot on. Fantastic. Pub quiz over. Quiz over. There you go. Here we are, and you can see REG trying to make inroads, trying to get the ball out wide. Long range shot. Oh, it's a beautiful shot. And that is just splendidly dropped in there by that man who's looking particularly dangerous for REG tonight, Hagomantwari.
Yes, obviously, just great introduction to this game. Looking great. And that's just the replay there. Shudir Bilay, man from South Sudan. There's a lot of basketball development and growth happening in the newest country on the African continent and in the world. And they qualified for the FIBA Basketball World Cup later this summer.
Shuriabile, excuse me. Little mix up there. Pichumanga! Well, he's trying to get that ball in, and finally it does go in. Little fingertips, a little bit of perseverance, and it actually happens. Yes, of course.
That's what he adds to this team, his size, and how he's able to move his body in that paint.
It's interesting to see how much time Haruna stays on court. Oh, it's a beautifully dropped in. Very silky smooth two-pointer there from Haruna. He continues to add to his tally. He's up to 5 now. We will expect him to dominate again tonight if he replicates what he did in the opener.
Talking about the opener, Adonis Feiler will be trying to replicate that.
Big long-range shot that just comes off the metal, tidied up, taken up very quickly. That is a beautiful drive. Look at the way that he did it. It's just sensational. Driving hard into it. Ulrich Krah gets those points. And at the other end, Cleveland Thomas Jr. trying to muscle his way between the defenders. Goes against him, though.
Well, Ulrich Krah, one of the young faces on the ABC Fighter squad. And looking at that replay there, Thomas Jr. trying to force his way, and it is an offensive foul. While on the other side, the fake there to push Feiler away, and easy layup for Ulrich.
27-20, and ABC Fighters, Liz Mills' team from Abidjan. Of course, she coached AS Saleh last year with that man, Abdoulaye Haruna of Niger, as one of her main players. There she is, Liz Mills, lots of experience, the first female coach in Morocco, of course, with AS Saleh, and her stints. She didn't manage to take them as far as she would have wanted to, just got into the playoffs, but of course after that, a little bit complicated. Some big players in that team as well, if you remember from last year with Terrell Stoglin, etc.
And that's why she was able to actually lead her side, ABC Fighters, to overcome AS Douane, who had Stoglin on the other side.
Oh, set up, put up, beautifully smashed in by Obekpa. And there you have it, the ABC Fighters, they've got some good chemistry, a key word that's being used within this group.
And that sort of dunk actually gives you a lot of confidence.
Long range shot, that is incredible. Zie claims that there was contact as well, falls on deaf ears as we move up. And Obekpa looking to do some damage again. And the Pichumanga Obekpa battle in full force as it stands. Shabozwa outside. The Zie! Oh, it just hasn't dropped. And Pichumanga tries to get in there. A little bit of a legal play, it does fall. And REG will get the points, of course.
Wow, that's been so incredible, looking at how Pichumanga was able to get that ball back in for the easy 2 points.
Yeah, the ABC Fighters trying to put a lid on the basket to stop it from going, and it's not happening. Look at that for a very sturdy block there by Pichumanga. Must have been some contact. Q, you're in a better position. You're literally about 2 meters away from there, itching to get onto the court, of course, as usual. Did you see that?
I saw it close range, and I'm not itching at all. If you see the amount of physicality that's happening on that one, but really good work. And that inside the post, Bile has been physically present, and to move a man like Pichumanga, it takes quite a bit of strength.
You just saw the alley-oop there, and the beautiful, beautiful smash-down bucket from Chris Obekpa to make sure that that was going nowhere, but inside of its final destination. Stunning stuff from Obekpa. 4 points, 1 from the free throw, and 2 rebounds for Chudio Bile of South Sudan. We talked about them. We have to mention the fantastic growth of basketball in South Sudan and what the Cobras are trying to do, which is fantastic. We saw them in the BAL. They're not here with us this year, but we see what's happening, and we see what they've been doing. The national team returning home after that victory recently, Usher, incredible.
Yes, absolutely. When you think about what Luol Deng, former NBA star, obviously made his name heavily in the Chicago Bulls, just bringing that experience to South Sudan, leading them to the FIBA Basketball World Cup that will take place this summer, but just also to put a limelight on this brand new nation that has talent across the world, in Australia, in Europe, in the USA, and they're just getting started, Robbie.
Yeah, and we just wish them the best, and we want them to perform and be successful, of course. And we'll keep our eyes on South Sudan and all the players. They get the chance. Look at that for a piece of skill. Ulrich Krah is most definitely showing us that, you know, he's surrounded by talent, but he too falls into that category.
Absolutely. When you look at how Krah is driving into that paint, slick left hand, just make an easy basket there.
Zie out to Thomas Jr. Mid-range two. It's beautiful. He's a very dangerous player, Cleveland Thomas Jr. Saw it last season. We're seeing it this season.
Yes, he led the Rwanda Energy Group to the National League title in Rwanda, and obviously stayed with them after they lost a couple of big names in big transfers in the local league back home.
There's Robinson Jr., who's just given the ball back to Reg, of course, with Filer down that right side, ducking and diving. Zie! Oh, it just doesn't drop. Robinson Jr. picking it up. Former Long Island Nets player, here he is for a shot just on the edge of the D, and it will go out. They keep possession, and they'll be happy about ABC Fighters. Yeah, Timberview High School in Texas. Played for the Wolves, of course, and for Canton Charge in the G League.
Yeah, Obekpa comes into this season with experience from playing for Slack of Guinea last season.
Runa! Oh, look at this sneaky play. He's wonderful, isn't he? That is sensational, but he can't sink it. Gets another chance. They get another chance to try and put it in. Filer. And they lose possession. Finally, ABC Fighters walk away with Ulrich Krah doing some great defensive play at the back.
Looking at the replay there, it seems to have been a battle between Shobozo Numukiza and Krah. And it will be possession for the Ivorian champions.
Haruna just taking a breather there for the first time. That'll probably be the only time. He'll probably go off for about 30 seconds and he'll be back on normally. I mean, he's just unstoppable. I think that Coach Murray will be quite happy to see him off the court for a little moment.
At least for a few minutes.
Yeah,
well,
30 seconds.
After the first game, he had the most minutes on the floor after the first game with 38.6 minutes played.
Unbelievable, right? Just off the court performance. Pichumanga picks up a foul there. You can see Ulrich Krah, again, showing us that he is not afraid to try and find his way between those bigs at the back. Q, you know what it's like to defend. And I think we can see that it's really complicated for them to try and find that path when you've got Pichumanga in front of you.
It's complicated right now with the band behind me as well. But what we are seeing from a game perspective is Chudier Bile has come in and he has been fantastic. We talked about Haruna going to the bench and getting his 30 seconds or his 2 minutes. Who's picking up the offensive slack? Bile has been the man to do that on the offensive end for the Fighters.
The Fighters are fighting. The REG are looking for more energy just to step it up a little bit. Here is that man in Shibozwa. Filer, little sharp acceleration. Oh, it's a wild pass, wonderfully taken. And beautifully picked up and a good chance to try and get the points. That is sensational. That's exactly what you want. And you can see that Stephen Hoga-Montwari doing some real damage there. Draws the foul at the same time.
That's actually a very big basket. And just looking at the replay there, turn around and you have 2 points.
Oh, we're going to take a break. The Fighters are 5 ahead of the REG. A tantalizingly close start to this major battle. ABC Fighters of the Côte d'Ivoire 34 with REG of Rwanda 29. ABC Fighters debutants in this BAL Season 3. Debutants in the BAL.
Yes, debutants, and talking about debutants, Stephen Hagumin-Nwari just drops that one. But just, you know, to see him and Diodon on the court at the same time is an interesting strategy from Dean Murray, because in the last game he was using them differently.
You do whatever you can, and that's a really nice shot there coming in for Robinson Jr. Just fall back. In it goes, 36-30. REG launched the attack. Thomas Jr. The block there from Graham around the back. It's a little bit short. And off they go once again. Ulrich Krah. And it's a beautiful layup for Krah.
Krah has really been putting in some great work, especially now that Haruna is on the bench.
Weiler getting out wide, and a chance for another shot down towards the baseline. Thomas Jr. drops it into the hands. Long-range shot coming off the metal. Thomas Jr. again. And lots of time on the shot clock still. Weiler up against Krah. He's going to go himself. The acceleration is all opened up. And look at that. Krah makes the block, but the foul has been committed.
Krah looks to be trying to get his breath back after a scintillating offensive play on the other side. Look at that. Energy, precision, 2 points for Krah.
And I think they're doing pretty well out there at the moment. As we see a long-range shot coming in, just and a three-point attempt doesn't drop. Robinson Jr., Kanate down the right side, waits for support. The Cavalry have arrived. A little turn, a little maneuver, but there's a lot of defensive resistance just behind him with Zie. Robinson Jr. goes out wide, long-range shot down in the corner, and it's been knocked out by Obekbar, and it will be REG who pick up possession. 38 points to 30. ABC Fighters extending their lead slowly but surely. Let's go to Q.
Well, just out of that timeout, Coach Dean Murray defensively emphasizing spacing between offensive and defensive players. He doesn't want his players stepping up too high and getting beaten on the dribble and off the dribble. And so far, they've been pretty good out of the timeout.
Thanks, Q. 2:47 left in the second, so there's still lots of basketball to be played in this tight tussle. And that was the attempt. There was a foul that was committed. They'll regain possession. Down on the side there. Picked up by Hagumin-Nwari. And Haruna comes back on. Of course, he's only been off for 30 seconds. No, a little bit more. Okay, didn't calculate well.
Well, he's the man. He's the man with the hot hands.
Here he is, Thomas Jr. trying to drop some points in. Robinson Jr. Kanate, Haruna, Robinson. He lays on as well, and Obekbar. Look at this, Obekbar up against Graham. Look at that, the acceleration. That is stunning. And he absolutely loves that. That's a big, big score against in a battle between two big boys.
Yes, you talk about two big boys. Graham is yet to pick it up. Obekbar is having fun on both ends of the court. He's making it count for his team.
Weiler. Down into the corner, long-range shot. Oh, it's stunning! A big three-pointer for Weiler. And the fans from Rwanda here in Dakar enjoying that in a big way. Robinson Jr. It doesn't drop, but he does get knocked down, and teammates race over and make sure that he's fine. We go to the free throw line. It's a bit of a bump, isn't it, from Graham?
Well, looking at that, Graham has his work cut out, especially that Pichumanga is off the court.
Seven points. Robinson with a chance to extend that. Slick, smooth. 4 points, 2 from 4.
He's also picked up 4 rebounds in this game. just quietly sliding in there with, you know, every player on the court contributing. Obekpa, Yurish, Bile, Konate, Haruna. It's very well, you know, disciplined and well-coached team, you can say.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, it's that's what makes the world go round. You know, mixing up the different people from all around the world and creating this a very interesting mix, a winning mix. Here is Filer. Filer gets rid of Robinson Jr. and drops in a mid-range two.
That's a good finish from Filer, scoring back-to-back, giving him some confidence.
Robinson Jr. trying to get around the big man. Chumanga. Bile gets nearly knocked off his feet there by Graham. This is an interesting battle as well. Robinson Jr. up against Filer. Haruna doesn't fall. Doesn't fall. Very close. Filer takes it swiftly up the other end. Comes out Zie. Inside, outside. Goes inside again. And it's been picked up. Frenetic, crazy, wild stuff. Down less than a minute. Bile has his attempt blocked there by Chumanga, who claims that that was a block and it was only a block. But I'm afraid it's not going to be the situation because Bile goes to the free throw line.
We're looking at that replay. Bile goes into Pichu, who tries to block him. And now REG are in the red. And that's their 5th team foul.
Yeah, and he looks up to the screen to see that it's his second. There you go, there he is.
Just his second.
Just his second. It's okay. Chumanga, it's okay.
Oh, interesting.
Five points. Free throw line, 100% so far. Let's see if he keeps it that way. Yes, he does.
3 for 3 for the man from South Sudan. Makes no mistake on the charity line. And that's sort of, you know, that's sort of the guard you need in a game like this. He can drive, he can shoot, he can give you a couple of options. As we see the assistant coach of REG, Maxime, having a word with Diodon Lizé.
Bile doing the business, 44-35 into the last minute, end of the first half. REG looking to try and get points back, they lose it, Graham loses it, but double dribble.
Yeah, the referee from Kenya, Eric Otieno, calls that, and it will be REG's ball possession.
Very frustrating, you know, when you lose possession. That would have been a very quick, very fast break to enable them to extend that advantage. Filer Haruna. Filer. It's a attempt on two. Graham goes up, it doesn't go down. Chumanga, they get possession. Now this time, you can see the ABC fighters trying to get himself around. He shows a little bit too much of the ball there, Konate. Cleveland Jr., he gets the ball out. That is sumptuously dropped in there by that man, Jean-Jacques Chobozwa.
Chobozwa just getting warmed up into this game. He's been quietly playing defense, but now it's paid off offensively.
Last play, 6 seconds left on the clock. Robinson Jr. knows that he's got to go for it. Bile up for three. Bile up for three. It doesn't fall, and that is the end of the first half. Tantalizingly close, yes, but a 7-point lead for ABC Fighters of Abidjan. Liz Mills watches on. I think it's time for us to take a break. But REG, ABC Fighters, lots of basketball coming up. Welcome back to the Dakar Arena. We're about to get the second half going, the third quarter here for this BAL battle between Dean Murray's REG and Liz Mills' ABC Fighters. 7 points separating these giants. Let's see what's in the tank as Haruna goes around the outside, tries to find another chance. Obekpa manages to knock it in, but we've got a foul, and Chumanga is on the radar once again. Now I'm just trying to see, is that foul? No, it's Graham who picks up his third foul. It's not Chumanga.
It's been a very tough evening for Graham. He's yet to score a point. He has 3 fouls, and that could be danger for REG.
Danger.
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 Big danger.
Lots of big danger.
Right.
Sharpshooter, hot hands, called him the Phoenix in the opener.
Absolutely. The
Rising
Phoenix
up.
from Niger.
The Phoenix from Niger. There you go. From Niamey in Niger. Here we go. It's that man, Adonis Filer for 3, and it doesn't drop. Yes, there's a tip in. It's beautifully done. The silky, soft touch to drop that in from that man. Graham redeemed himself, and look at that, 39 points for REG. Robinson Jr. Haruna picks it up again. Tries to weave between the giants, gets it out. That's beautiful. Loads of time, and it's just not finding its final destination. But Robinson Jr. having a few issues there with amongst the bigs. It goes again, and another chance to try and drop in a big shot, but it just doesn't happen. Oh, that's sensational stuff. Look at that, beautifully done. And Thomas Jr. just setting it up there for Ziyu. That's really nicely done from Robinson Jr. as well. He draws the foul as he goes up, and he just remains focused in what he's trying to do there.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of trouble there for Pichumanga, who now has 3 personal fouls. Looking at that replay, a bit irresponsive for a man his size. He could have just waited and blocked the ball, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think that we've got 2 players with 3 fouls now, and it's Pichumanga, of course, and Graham, which is problematic. There you go, confirmation, 48-41. A chance to go and pick the brains of someone who's played on the big stage. Q, who's got lots of IQ.
Thanks a lot, Robbie. Yeah, I think it's going to be a defensive battle going into this third quarter. A lot of the focus and the talk on both ends were really just the coaches about the adjustments, and dribble penetration still a very big focus for Coach Dean Murray. They haven't been able to close dribble penetration into the paint, and REG need to make that adjustment if they have hopes of being there down the stretch.
Let's see what they can do with Filer. Filer drops it into the hands of the very dangerous giant, who's unable to find his way through Chomche, and it's managed to retrieve possession. Konate out wide, long-range shot from Kra! Knocking it down for 3.
Incredible Kra, he's cracking.
Incredible.
Kra is cracking on the night as it gets into double figures with 10 points.
That's a beautiful score from Adonis Filer as well, just to knock one down the moment that they've just found themselves at the other end. Obekpa picks it up. Robinson Jr., a little bit of assistance there. Oh, communication, guys. Finally, it does come out. Kra.
The cracking Kra in action tonight.
Wow. Well, Thomas Jr. doing some great defensive play, but I don't think there was contact.
And looking at the replay there, Shamshe in the paint, blocked by Obekpa, telling him access denied as Kra drops the 3 on the other side of the court. He's really having a great game, Robbie.
What, Kra?
Kra. He's having a cracking game.
Konate tries to drop a big 3-pointer in from down in the corner. Back out to Robinson Jr. He's screaming for the ball. Konate, Obekpa. It's a traveling call. Just lost his focus on the edge of the tee just for a moment. He was thinking about what he was doing next. Sometimes it happens, and all of a sudden he realizes that, yeah, he's traveled but not gone in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's been called out. And looking at the players on the floor, Diodon Dize, Cleveland Thomas Jr., Shamshe, Adonis, Feiler, and Graham.
But the fighters in a very good position here. Usher 52-43, a 9-point lead. That's where they want to be. Oh, Feiler does well. That's another pair of points there with a layup underneath the basket. 12 points now for Feiler. He is the top scorer for REG. Long-range shot for Kra comes off the metal. People call it iron, I call it metal. It's the way it is. Feiler.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Thomas Jr. Thomas Jr. Feiler for three. Big shot for three. Oh, it's a beauty.
Adonis Feiler just bringing some light on the REG technical bench. The fans are loving it. And REG are back in it. It's now a 4-point game.
Feiler fantastic.
Feiler fantastic. Cracking Kra.
And Konate goes for a floater over the top, but it doesn't drop. Feiler. There's accidental alliteration falling into our commentary as well. Graham tries to go on one of those drives. He saw that there was a lot of traffic, but it doesn't matter. He'll try and go whatever way he possibly can. There's a swipe from the right as he loses the ball, but he'll go to the free throw line.
Yes, he came up against Obekpa, the man Mountain, who denied him, but he'll be going to the charity line for another chance at reducing that 4-point deficit.
Slick, smooth, and silky, velvety scoring from the free throw line. Graham.
Looking at the Rwandan fans that live in Senegal, just coming out all the way from Dakar to Jamiado to support REG.
And Graham, and look at this, it's a 2-point game. ABC fighters now under a little bit more pressure. It went from 11, now it's down to 2, and that is not a good understanding between Haruna and Chudier Bile.
Well, we know that basketball is a game of runs, and REG are enjoying the current run they have.
Feiler, closely marshaled by that man Haruna.
Well, he's showing that he can play defense as well. It's not just about shooting.
Oh, that was really a very good shot. Look at that. Now that's the way to make sure that it gets put in. Just coming up and making sure that that is going to go down. And look at this. We're all square at 52 points apiece. So Bekpa, Robinson Jr. around the outside. Mid-range 2. He's not gone for it. The pass out to the left. Obekpa going to get past the young Chomche. Gets himself caught up. Look at that. Trying to find his way. Chomche holding fort beautifully. Feiler looks for Zie.
Well, in the absence of Pichumanga, a lot of the work has to be done by Graham and Chomche in the paint.
Look at the spin. It's absolutely majestic. On his toes with a weightless maneuver. Very subtle, panache-ridden. Graham at his best.
Well, Graham is now starting to warm up to the occasion and to deliver, and that's exactly why he was signed by REG.
And look at the defense here from REG. They're at it now, and a chance for Bile to try and get 2 points. Oh, Bekpa unable to stick it down, and I think that there's a foul that's been committed, and I think yeah, it looks like it's Obekpa. It's going against Obekpa. Such frustration. I think we need a break. We need to take a breather. 52-54. Woohoo! There's lots going on here. The Dakar Arena is where it's at. ABC Fighters 52, REG 54.
Well, looking at the Rwandan community here, His Excellency Jean-Pierre Karabaranga, the Rwanda ambassador to Senegal, always coming out to support REG. Just great to see that he's supporting the team. They're not just alone, and also the Rwandan community in Senegal.
There's a lot of Rwandan supporters here. We're absolutely loving it because they're making a lot of noise.
And actually, there's also a good community of Ivorians that live in Dakar who just come out to support the team. It makes it easy that ABC in full is Abidjan Basketball Club.
Yes.
And they're fighters.
Yes.
And we're seeing the fight tonight.
Fight, fight, fight tonight. Filer. Filer for a big three-pointer. Oh, put it down, put it in. The kiss, the magic, the move, the 3 points. They move 5 ahead.
It is a great show for REG, who have woken up and are bringing the game to ABC in this third quarter. We always talk about how important it is for teams to step up in the third quarter. Of course, there's so much to play for, Robbie, but this has been a great show from REG, the defending champions of the Sahara Conference.
Yeah, just looking at some of these replays, just stunning play, doing really well. Team Murray, very happy. Let's catch up with Q, because I'm sure the Q's got some inside information. He's been sneaking, prowling, hanging around, listening in. What have you got for us, Q?
Well, Coach Liz Mills really wanted her team to relax. That she understands that the REG are going on a run. And what she wanted is just a little bit more composure, focusing on controlling the rebound, and then playing their pace and their tempo on possession.
Konate with a big three-pointer there. And it's now a 2-point game. This is going to go to the wire. Just got that feeling that these two teams are very well matched, aren't they? Look at that big attempt. And Chomche just getting in the way as he went charging towards the basket there, Trudy Bile.
Well, Bile has shown that he's very fierce, and looking at that replay, he wanted to put the ball into that basket above Chomche, but Chomche played good defense there. And Bile will have to go to the line.
And he's 12 times bigger than any other human being.
Absolutely.
Makes it complicated to try and get over there and put it down.
Incredible. Now Bile, of course, is not just playing for himself, he's playing for all the young boys and girls in South Sudan, showing them that impossible is nothing. You can go as far as you want, and as long as, of course, you work hard.
7 points, 1 from 4, but 4 from 5 on the free throw line. Now it's 5 from 6. Murray watches on. Murray nearly came and coached at the first BAL, but then when it was meant to take place in 2019, it didn't take place because of COVID, but he was linked to the Patriots, didn't turn up, so he had to wait a while. He didn't finally go to the Patriots. He's now here with REG.
And he came along with Adonis Feiler, introduced him to the Rwandan basketball fraternity. And after winning a championship with the Patriots, who played in season 1 of the BAL, he joined REG, helping them to win back-to-back National League titles and, of course, qualification to the BAL.
Chomche working really hard there to make sure that that was a good attempt to try and score. They get possession back. Feiler loses the ball, but it's been picked up by Graham. Chomche dunking it, big style. 56-59.
Chomche, in the absence of Pichumanga, is stepping up and playing an incredible role for REG.
Looking for someone. Kras back on court, and he goes on a little wily move. There is a foul there, and I think that was committed by Hugo Mintwari. 18 points in the paint for the fighters, 24 for REG. They're going in inside, and we've got an inside man on the job here tonight. He's sneaking around. Q.
Spying.
What's he doing? Is he spying again?
He's spying.
He's a guy. He's a triple agent. I don't know who he works for.
I'm literally enjoying the play from Ulik Chomche on the floor, and you guys spoke about it.
Look at that from Haruna. Drive in, dunk it big time, big score. Haruna making a very, very big declaration there.
Absolutely incredible from Haruna. Everyone knows him from behind the arc, but he too can dunk. He can get off the ground. He can fly mid-air. And he can put that ball where it's supposed to be, and it's 2 points.
Let's go back to Q. Sorry about that. We got interrupted by this. We can see the replay now. Get in there! That is absolutely sensational from Haruna. He is outstanding when he wants to turn it on. Sorry, Q, over to you. He missed the 3 points.
He gets it done on both ends of the floor, and I'm happy to be interrupted by high-flying plays like that. I say Ulrich Chomche has literally come into the game and made an impact, and Asher did talk about it, but he has stepped up on both ends of the floor, and interesting to see what decision the coach will make after that.
But when you actually see Ruben Chiniello as well, stepping up and providing us with some extraordinary basketball in the previous game, and then now look what's happened. We've got Chomche who's doing some damage. You get the impression that the future's very bright here in Africa.
Well, absolutely, Robbie. When you talk about teams having the ability to sign BAL, elevate players from the NBA Africa Academy, the draft is very important. Who you choose and how they'll help you going forward is very important.
That's a really good score there from Bile. Oh, he's pushed to his limits there, but he still managed to release the trigger and get the 2 points. 60-59. The fighters move ahead, and this ding-dong battle, this very entertaining showdown between these giant, colossal titans. I don't know how bigger I can describe them, but they're big. We're having
are you running out of superlatives?
No, me never. Come on. 60-59.
Incredible.
Take the floor. Go on, Asher.
Well, you have to talk about the distribution of points for the ABC fighters. You have 3 players in double figures, Kra with 10, Bila with 10, and of course, the man himself, Konate, the captain, with 13.
The Chomche, they're over. That's the second time in the previous 2 plays that they've actually stepped over the line. That's just right in front of you, Q. That's just, you can't get away with that.
And that's, of course, good defense from Faman Kone.
They call it the most frustrating turnovers in the game of basketball, those unforced ones.
You never did that, Q, did you? Ever?
Never, ever.
I knew that. Look how disciplined he is. I can see he's got that little grin on his face from the other side out of the court. I love it. You never did it, but I believe you. On this occasion, I believe you, Q. 60-59. Last minute in the 3rd quarter. Liz Mills out of her feet. On the edge of the court. Very calm at the moment, but you can see that inside she's obviously watching and trying to calculate, trying to understand exactly what's happening here to make the right decisions, to encourage her team to continue what they're doing. They don't have an 11-point lead again. They've got a 1-point lead against a team who are coming back into the game, that are showing us what they're capable of doing. But at the same time, I think that it's all about, there's a bit of psychology going on inside of the minds of these players now.
They have to be very focused, especially looking at the time on the clock. And
the frustration, and you can see that it finally goes out. Zie unable to keep hold of the possession. Graham and Thomas Jr. on the bench, watching on, ready to come on whenever. 30 seconds, 1-point lead. Haruna, this would be a good chance for a team to get points, because, well, is it going to be ABC Fighters who take the lead going into the final quarter? Oh, it's sumptuously done. And there's the points that are scored. And Musa Kone with his first score of the night.
So talking about first score of the night, it's going to be very important. Every ball possession.
Oh, look at that! Filer's 3-pointer, and he draws the foul at the same time. Absolutely extraordinary. What a big score that was from a big player in this encounter.
Adonis Filer, he knows how to play under pressure, and that 3-pointer, it could be now a 4-point play, just to make sure that before the break, REG are still in this one.
There we go. Filer, 21 points, 5 from 7 3-pointers. outrageous. And a chance to try and get some points at the end of the third. It doesn't happen. Oh my word, we're going into the fourth quarter and we're itching for it to start. Sensational basketball, and 1 point separates these two teams. Everybody's excited. 62-63, we'll be back after a small break. Well, for all of you who are watching, I hope that you've stayed with us for this entire battle, because it's going to go right to the very wire. We're here in Dakar, and this is the BAL Season 3. And look, there's only 1 point separating ABC Fighters of the Côte d'Ivoire, who are currently just trailing by 1. The field goal percentage is 40-49, 8 from 25 three-pointers, 8 from 19 for REG. The three-pointers, especially from that man Konate, working well. But it is REG who have a 1 point lead. Usher.
Yes, talking about REG with a 1 point lead. We've had the highest number of threes scored in a game so far in this season, 16. That's impressive. It's like a shooting clinic, Robbie.
Well, it all started off like that, didn't it? We had like sort of, 3 points that are being sprayed right across, at both ends of the court. So much excitement. We do need to go and talk to someone over on the other side of the court. Let's wait until this goes in. Konate, it just comes off the metal cue. What did you get from the side of from the coaches?
Well, from Dean Murray's side, really just asking his team to stay composed and not get too rattled by what they're seeing. They worked hard to get back into this one, and so they've got to go back to their clinical execution. Coach Liz Mills pretty much echoing the same thing on her side, and both very, very clinical coaches and exercising execution and getting into their systems.
Exercising execution. Get it right. They've got to get it right. They've got to make sure that they're meticulous in what they're doing, because each play is going to be pivotal in who turns up and who's victorious at the end of this encounter here. And whoever wins, honestly, Usher, they're pretty much throwing their hat in the ring in terms of qualification for the playoffs. 2 wins is a very good place to be.
Yes, it's literally one step into the playoffs, and both teams know that, and that's what they're fighting for tonight, because this fixture will go a long way in determining the ranking, of course, of the teams heading into the playoffs.
And of course, these two teams, that none of them have played US Monastir, the defending champions, that they have to, and they will, and that will happen pretty soon. So we know that, there's mountains to climb before you can actually say, oh yeah, we're actually going to the land of 1,000 hills.
Obviously, talking about the land of 1,000 hills, there's so much at stake here. The Rwanda Energy Group know that as a team representing Rwanda, they want to be in the playoffs in Kigali. It would be a huge shame for the fans back home if they don't.
Ball coming back off Crystal Bekbar, and it will be REG who have possession. They have a 1 point lead, and there's a lot of entertainment here. Look, there's the just to give you an idea of just how frantic and how desperate players are to get their hands on the ball. Chumanga just taking a breather as he gets back and tries to take a pass in front of Crystal Bekbar. Graham, Thomas Jr. back on course, being hassled and harassed. Shabozwa, oh, it's a big 3-pointer, but look at that! That wasn't downtown, that was in the suburbs!
If there's anyone that can do that, it definitely has to be Shabozwa. He loves a challenge, and he delivered on this one.
Oh, Haruna tries to go under and up, under a little bit of pressure. There's a bit of contact there on a big pass, so he will have the chance to score from the free throw line.
And the foul goes to Shabozwa Byosenumukiza, whose name means he can do anything.
And what does Usher Kamagisha?
Kamagisha means to be blessed, to be lucky. So you are lucky, I am lucky.
There's the foul. There you go, Bekbar. A lot of branches, a lot of entanglements. And then look at that. That's outrageous.
That's incredible, because there was 2.5 seconds on the clock. He knew he had no time, and he literally just got the ball up in the air.
Konate takes the ball out wide, trying to find a little bit of space, a pocket of space. Robinson Jr. There's the shot clock down to the last second. Got to go for a score, and it's too late now. Then they give the ball back. So it's ABC Fighters now trailing by 4. It's imperative that they read the game for every play.
They need to read the game, and you can see Coach Liz Mills speaking to Anderson Fee, also a legend of ABC fighters back in Abidjan, bringing that experience to the technical bench here in Dakar.
Shobozwa can shoot from absolutely anywhere. We saw that. He's a buzzer-beating player that we saw from last season as well. That incredible three-pointer. Dropped into the paint, an opportunity. Pichumanga's all over that man, and it's complicated for him to do anything, Bile, but it does come out to Haruna. Haruna, oh, he's got caught up, and he's battling voraciously for the ball, but it's Shobozwa with a layup for two, and the fast counter working, an absolute treat. Got to take a timeout. Liz Mills calls it for the ABC fighters. They need to reset, rethink, communicate, and go again. We'll take a break. 62-68 it is here in Dakar. A sensational showdown here in Dakar, in Senegal, West Africa. 62-68, and you can see that it is REG who have just pushed themselves ahead, nudged themselves ahead. We need to get the reaction from Q very quickly before we get straight into the slipstream.
Well, really what happened is Coach Liz Mills focusing on their team, getting some shots up. She says they got to stop messing around with the basketball, move it into positions, and really just focus in on offensive execution.
Another one of those songs, isn't it, Usher? Got to move it, you know, move it.
Let's get to roll it, roll it.
Off the metal. The shot doesn't sink. 62-68. Got to move it, got to move it. But you've also got to be calm, you know. Calm in the storm enables logical thinking, clear thinking. You make the right decisions, you make the right shot in those situations.
It's going to be a bit difficult. You see both coaches literally up and very tense. The players as well. You lose the ball, one step and transition, and it's a basket. So everyone has to stay focused.
Robinson Jr. does really well to get his shot in, very strong attempt. And Obekpa battling for the ball as well. It goes into the hands of Filer, and the Nigerian a little bit frustrated there. Comes out a long-range shot. It's a big shot by Shobozwa, but it doesn't sink. Comes out wide. It's picked up by Robinson Jr. He goes for a three-pointer. It comes off the metal, tidied up at the back by Shobozwa.
It is end-of-end action here, as both sides try to run down that clock, get the best scoring option, but they're also playing great defense.
That's Filer, who just goes charging through the traffic, and he does draw the foul, but Graham's gone down as well, just got caught up. Filer goes to the free throw line, and Filer has been absolutely outstanding. Chomche about to come on. Q, impressive from Filer. I've been very impressed by him. He didn't play badly last season. He played well, but he wasn't exceptional. He's surrounded by talent here, and he's playing exceptionally well.
Well, we spoke about him being at the BAL Combine as well, and maybe that is part of the reason that he's improved his play just a little bit. He's had to re-earn his place back in this REG setup, and you can see the competitive spirit and drive literally from what he's doing on the floor. And his three-point shooting has been particularly impressive today.
Well, talking about shooting, that man, Adonis Filer, 22 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Wow. Robbie,
yeah,
that's quite a night for him.
Yeah, an 8 from 15 field goals, which is, you know, just they're good numbers, aren't they? They're good, solid numbers, just to put him in a good place. Haruna for a big bucket out wide, drops in. Key moment in the game for the fighters, and Haruna is the man.
Well, you give him space and he will shoot that ball, but even with defense he's able to drown the ball and make it count on the score sheet.
Oh, so they pinch the ball, it's a steal, and look, Bilay's going around the outside, and Cleveland Thomas Jr. may have made contact with that. So, well, we'll get the reaction from Stephanie Baxter and the unhurt crew. Frustrated, and Bilay doesn't get what he was after. It is a fighter who, it was Bilay who just lost possession. bouncing really high as he tried to go around the outside. Bit frustrating, very frustrating.
It's very frustrating to lose ball possession in a very tight game where every possession matters. And looking at the turnovers, 11 for the ABC Fighters and 17 for REG.
Thomas Jr. doing some great movement there, and Filer again. Where's this going to land? Oh, the defensive rebound. Look at that. There's a tussle and a battle there with Graham down on the ground, and it looks like there was a foul. No, but they're saying let's just. No, it's just. They're just going to get possession back over on that far side. That's the scenario.
Yes, it is the scenario as REG will take the ball possession.
Thomas Jr. Thomas Jr. gets it back to Graham. Graham gives it to Chomche. Chomche can't find his way around it. It's been made safe and picked up by the experienced Konate. Konate out to Kra Haruna. Here we go again. This is Bile of South Sudan. Back out to Kra, into the hands of Konate. Tries to get rid of Chomche. Shot clock going down, and that's a shot that was just a little bit short. He just raised his hands, Kra, and going, that was not the Kra that we realized that we've seen before.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a mismatch in the paint. Shabozwa was guarding Obekpa, but the ABC Fighters did not see that option.
40 rebounds for REG, 31 for the Fighters, and Graham goes up for two, and it's a beautiful bucket there that's been scored at a vital time in this battle for supremacy here in Dakar.
Well, talking about battle for supremacy, that's 6 points for Graham.
Haruna, oh, he's taken the ball back over into his home territory. He claims that it was touched by a REG player, but it might not go his way. That's 2 plays now, Q, that are going against ABC Fighters. Very frustrating.
Very, very frustrating. They've only scored 3 points in about 6 minutes for the ABC Fighters. They've got to figure out something on the offensive end. There's a timeout call.
That was a quick, sharp little roundup wrap there from Q. I like your style. Usher, I mean, come on, what's happening here? 6 points. The Fighters know that there's still plenty of time on the clock, but REG must be, you know, Murray must be going, Coach Murray must be going, yeah, we're in a really good place here. How do we hold on to this?
Well, absolutely. When you look at how they've lost those back-to-back possessions, they could have built on that momentum earlier with Obekpa dunking the ball in that fine fashion. But looking at the Fighters, this timeout is very timely. They needed to catch their breath. They need to reorganize themselves. They have 4 minutes on the clock, and yes, they can deliver. They still have the fight in them. They have the experience, you know, to achieve that. When you look at players like Obekpa, you have Konate. We've already seen what they can achieve, you know, for the Ivorian champions. But REG, they can feel that they have the rhythm. They want to build on that and close out the game. They've been under circumstances like this before, especially last year against US Monastir, the eventual champions of the BAL, and the only team actually to defeat them. And obviously looking at Stephanie Baxdale, brings a lot of experience from the NBA G League, where she's been officiating since 2018, and she's handled the game well, Robbie.
Her second season playing, officiating, not playing, here at the BAL, and doing a sterling job as well. Wonderful person, but a very diligent professional as well. We love what she's doing, and all of the referees, the officials, as we see another phase of play. And that was a good chance for trying to drop in the two. Bile frustrated because there's too many defenders back, stopping and blocking and preventing anything from going through.
Well, talking about defenders, Obekpa looks like he was limping.
Oh, that is just a joy to the eye, isn't it? Cleveland Thomas Jr. just floating it over the top and also pulling the foul at the same time.
Incredible there from Thomas Jr. When you look at that replay, absolutely beautiful. He beats the defenders and just goes up in the air, puts the ball up in the air, and it's 2 points.
11 points for Thomas Jr., 5 from 11 from the field goal, 3 rebounds. Yeah, he's been present. But I think I think what we can look at when we look at this team, you know, they've all contributed. You know, there's not one player who hasn't contributed, who's got you know, more than a few minutes on court throughout this encounter. They've all put in something because they're playing for each other. REG, well, we knew there was going to be a tight tussle. ABC Fighters, it's up to them to get points from their possession. Haruna short of the metal. They get the ball back as well. This is frustrating, and you know, when they can't make any more clinkers.
That's right. I think the ABC Fighters need to stay focused. They cannot give up. Now is not the time for them to give up if they want to win this game, as we see Haruna coming off and replaced by Faman Kone, just for him to catch a breather, because he's getting frustrated with the calls. You know, they're not going his way, and he can just use that 1 minute to recap, and then he can come back on the court.
Q, are you seeing body language at the moment that's like sort of, you know, a little bit?
I think Usher is absolutely on the money. Just giving Haruna a break right now, just so that he can compose himself, have a look at the game from the outside in, might be a fundamental difference, because it's still 9 points. There's a lot to play for, and they've got to compose themselves for the final 3 minutes of this one.
Well, it's been tipped in like a Chomche, the giant BAL Elevate player just doing the business there. 65-74, less than 3 minutes to go. Need to get points. Konate gets the ball out. There's a long-range shot there coming. Kone! And that is a beautiful score as well. Very important down in the corner.
For a man that has come on for Haruna and to score those 3 points while playing good defense on the other side of the court, that's amazing from Faman Kone.
And a foul has been drawn there. Philo up against Kra. Ulrich Kra getting his second personal foul. And it's been a game where we haven't had too many team fouls. They're on 4 at the moment, the Fighters, but still. Chomche, Bekpa. There's a traveling call there. You're kind of a little bit flustered, you know, when you're going into that zone that belongs to Chris Obekpa, the Nigerian, very great defensive player. Makes it very complicated with his body position.
Yeah, that's right, Chomche. He's done the job mostly on defense, but also scoring 6 points.
Oh, Konate again. That is just sensational. He has just been outstanding tonight. The 16 points that he scored, well, I mean, just showing the youngsters how to do it.
What more can you say about the veteran?
It's a big shot, and it's a big miss, that is, for Chomche. Off the feet it goes. Oh, that's another mistake from Kra. Very frustrating. Filer tidies things up. Into the last 2 minutes we go. Shabozwa does well to get the ball to Filer. Graham. Lots of time, slowing it down. Let's use those seconds. Let's be smart about this now.
That's the mark of experienced players and experienced team.
Filer's long-range shot misses the target completely. Possession back in the hands of the Fighters. 136. There's still plenty of time for any of these two teams to walk away with their second victory in the BAL Season 3. We're here, we're loving it, it's frenetic, it's exciting, it is bombastic, like you said, 17 times in the first quarter, Usher. And Q, you got a big, broad smile on your face the other side as we see another big shot coming in from Konate.
This is what it's all about, pressure basketball, two fantastic playing teams, and no one knows what the outcome will be going into the last 2 minutes.
Well, a three-pointer can change this game by any team here.
But the Fighters need possession. Thomas Jr. doesn't want to give up anything. It's a mid-range 2. It comes off the metal, made safe there by Obekpa. Gotta go. They've got to go. They know the time. It's Kra! It's a wild attempt at a basket, but he was fouled as he went up, because otherwise it would have gone pretty much into the right destination. We're going straight to the free throw line and a chance for them to get 2.
Well, looking at that replay, Kra had his eyes on the basket, but he was denied.
Here's a timeout for REG. It'll give Q the chance to go and you know, get his ear to the wall, get that glass out, and sort of, you know, hear a few things that are taking place. We'll come to you in a second. It's called by Dean Murray. He knows that this is money time now, and this is really important to sort this out. Konate, 16 points, playing like a youngster. Absolutely incredible. Haruna the second with Kra and Bile, 4 players in double figures there. The rebounds, it's Robinson Jr. Look on the other side, the rebounds. Incredible. Go ahead,
yeah,
Asha.
absolutely. I mean, look at a player like Shobozo Abdiasanumokiza with 9 rebounds, coming off the bench, 7 points. That's amazing. And 3 assists, actually. He's also doing a lot of work on defense. But Pichumanga, obviously, 9 points and 8 rebounds. And the top scorers tonight, Adonis Feiler with 23 points, 6 assists, and 16 points for Stefan Kanute, who is the captain of this team. 3 assists, 5 3-pointers. 5 3-pointers, 50%.
Work that out. Get your calculator out for that one, Asha.
Oh my God, no, what can I say? When you look at his efficiency, Konate is just, you know, you cannot believe that this man is going to turn 43 this year.
Listen, if he's a school teacher as well. He's got, you know, many skills. Indeed, he keeps himself fit and healthy. You know, the sky's the limit as we see Kra dropping in the first shot. 72, a 4-point game. This point now, super, super important. 2 from 3 from the line.
Yeah, you talk about the line, and it's now a 3-point game with 51 seconds to play. And the ABC Fighters are playing a full court press.
Yeah, why not? 14 from 17. Field goal, free throws. Feiler, Shabozwa down into the corner. He's very quick, he's very slick, he's very fast. Oh, they've got the possession. Oh, that's been picked up. No, it hasn't. Well, that was very fortunate indeed. Cleveland Thomas Jr. picks up possession, and he's been fouled over on that far side.
Yes, he's been fouled by Faman Kone, but that was a very big steal from Shamshe to deny the ABC Fighters that transition play, because could have been an easy 2 points on the other side. And REG can breathe a little bit.
Yeah, it was Konate who nearly managed to race away and do some damage. We'll go to Q. Q, what's the latest information coming from the side of the court?
Composure has been the theme that we've seen from Coach Dean Murray, and really what is needed is controlling possession, trying to take as much time off the clock as possible down the stretch, and if possible, make shots that are given to them.
Here we go. Kra gets the ball back to Obekpa. There's lots of defenders around him. He can't see the lights. So complicated there. 3 players surround him. Shabozwa, look at the turn, look at the spin. We're into the last few seconds, and REG have done enough. They've done enough. Surely they've done enough. Well, Dean Murray celebrating. Look, 3.8 seconds on the clock. It's a 5-point advantage, and it's just about running down the seconds here, because I think that ABC Fighters have basically said, yeah, we know. Dean Murray's already celebrating. Look at that. It's the first time we've really seen a proper smile on his face. He's come here, first BAL, finally, and it looks like we're on the cusp of success. And 2 wins from 2 for REG, the Rwandan Giants. They'll be playing at home in Kigali if they qualify, of course, but 2 wins, a pretty good start to their campaign.
Absolutely. There's, I'm sure, celebrations at Club Rafiki in Nyamirambo, where the team trains, and across Kigali, and of course across the country, where they have fans, and they'll be celebrating this one. It was a tough fight, Robbie. It was really a tough one.
Long-range shot coming in. It doesn't sink for Fofana. REG have done it. They've battled valiantly. The Rwandan fans here in Dakar celebrating. But the final score, ABC Fighters 73, REG 80. Congratulations to REG. They've made it 2 from 2. Dean Murray, the American coach, will be very happy. Lots of great performances within that performance there from REG. But Adonis Feiler, the top scorer with 25 points. and really putting in a solid performance to send REG to their second straight win.
Well, you talk about the Rwanda Energy Group. They had a great performance tonight. They had to fight, especially in that second half of the game. They played well, and they'll be proud of that performance. But obviously, them saying thank you to their fans here inside the Dakar Arena. And it is celebrations, not just here, but also back home. They can breathe and maybe have one step into the playoffs that will be played at the BK Arena from May 21st to 27th. But also for the ABC fighters, they'll be proud, but they'll be disappointed. They came close. They had this one almost in the bag, but they'll go again. So that's 1-for-1 for the Ivorian champions.
Yeah, and we're going to hear from the top man at 25 points. He scored, and there he is, Adonis Feiler, 8 from 17 from the field goals, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. And Q has been joined by our MVP.
Adonis Feiler, MVP, 25 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. But talk to me a little bit about your thoughts down the stretch. What was the difference between the two teams?
First of all, I want to say congratulations to the ABC team. They fought really hard. All respect to them. And the difference was, man, we came out and we played intensity on defense. That was the biggest thing that coach stressed at halftime, that we had to play harder defense. And you know, we came out kind of lackadaisical in the first half. We had to ramp that up in the second half.
Now, being the defending champions in the Sahara Conference, does that put a little bit more pressure on you down the stretch here?
Not really. We put pressure on ourselves, man. We expect a lot from ourselves. Our teammates expect a lot from the guys that's on the court, so we put more pressure on ourselves than anything.
Picking up a second win, does that give you momentum now? Do you think that you guys are rolling?
No, we just focus on the next game. Next win is always the best win. Get my hair, bro. Oh my God, dog.
That's a nice moment. Just talk to me about the second win. Your teammates appreciate what's happening.
Yeah, man, all respect to my teammates. They trust me, man. They put the ball in my hands in times like this. And, you know, I got to be better down the stretch in the fourth quarter. Had some pretty bad turnovers, took some pretty bad shots. But like I said, they trust me, and I trust them. So the energy shows itself.
What does this mean for you and REG?
Just got to get that next win, man.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
Oh, what a beautiful moment there, of course. And there he is, Adonis Feiler. Last game, 10 points. This game, 25 field goal percentage. That's fantastic. The assists, very constant. Mr. Consistency, the 3 points, 5 from 9. Very cool in that situation. Just very, very cool, Adonis. We like that guy. Congratulations to REG. There you can see the 3 points, 9 from 25. The assists of 22. Usher, solid performance indeed.
Solid performance from both teams. Look at 11 three-pointers from the ABC fighters, 9 out of 25 for REG, but also the difference really was on the small details. 7 steals for REG, but also particularly that Shamshe steal right at the end with a few seconds to go that determined, you know, the momentum of the game, and the Rwanda Energy Group will be pleased with this performance tonight. You look at Adonis Feiler, he's won 3 national championships in Rwanda, just understands his teammates better, and that has shown on the court tonight where he showed leadership.
Stade Malien and REG victorious today. So it's 2 wins, the first team to win 2 matches. REG, of course, ABC fighters will go again on Wednesday. US Monastir, they won their opener. They're up against Kwara Falcons at 2:30 local time. And the second game, REG, well, looking for their 3rd straight win against AS Douane, the local.